Hello, 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 everybody. Thank you for coming and welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope everybody can see me and hear me. I hate, I hate hearing that, on other channels. Can you see me? Can you hear me? But I don't know what happened to my computer last time. And I was talking for a good half an hour and my screen was frozen and I couldn't even I know I'm trying to pull it up and look at the look at the chat on the phone. Don't forget to give a thumbs up, and I appreciate you coming in. I appreciate those of you in the bushes. I realize that it's 1 o'clock on the West Coast. It is 4 o'clock on the East Coast. And y'all young whippersnappers, a lot of you are still working, and I appreciate you coming in. I have a couple of things I want to show you before I forget. Well, for those of you who are new, what GQUAT stands for is Garden, Quilt, and Art Traditions. And we grow things and we cook from scratch. Let me put the name up, at least for a few minutes. And we do public works, giving to others in need, creating things, creating legacies for people to remember me when I am no longer on earth, which should be a long time. And because I've decided I'm going to live until I'm 101 years old. So, of course, that is 25 years from now because it has to be after my birthday. Let me thank those of you who are in the chat and came in early. Okay. You guys have to excuse me if I seem distracted. I am in such incredible pain. You would not believe it. There's something called sciatica, and I threw my back out last week. I bought a case of water. I don't have an aid right now, and I went to the store, but the smallest packs of water that they had, the brand that I like, was 35 bottles, and I had it on the little writing handicap cart. And when I got to the car, I don't know, it was like caught behind the steering wheel or something. And when I lifted it, it caught and felt like, gee, that feels funny. That doesn't feel good. And I think I put it on the floor of the Jeep at first, and then I lifted it again and put it up on the seat. Well, my back did not like that. So let me look for the chat in on my phone so I can go back to the beginning and see everybody I missed. Okay, phone, what are you doing? It's not letting me see my chat. Huh. You guys, can you put a 1 in the chat if you can see me? Okay, I'm going to try to slide this up to the beginning. It's very difficult because I don't have a mouse, and it's like a little quarter of an inch space. Mike's always telling me, Auntie, don't push anything. But I want to say, okay, Maria Graham, thank you for coming. Joanne Stevens, Juanita Campbell, I'll just be quiet and slowly pull this down. Maria Graham saying, hi, Juanita. Joanne is pinky and waving. Maria Graham always loves my hair. when I just don't do anything. I moisturize it and ran out here, threw some lips on for you guys. My Renaissance grandma, you were looking real cute last night, girlfriend, with your cowboy hat with the leopard on it and your leopard. She was live last night, you guys, and they were having high tea. And she was looking, well, she's always pretty. She's a pretty lady, but they were enjoying themselves. Stop, Hershey. What are you doing, sir? Oh, you heard me say Auntie Joanne. So he's acting a fool over there. He's scratching the floor with his feet. Thank you. He's scratching the floor with his feet, I guess, like he wants to go outside. Well, he's not going outside, and neither am I. It is 23 degrees out, and it feels like it's, I think, three. There's a wind chill. Oh, thank you. Unbiased hopes I feel better. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I talked to one of my quilting friends today. Those of you who've been following the channel, oh, you guys can hear me. I see the ones in the chat. And I have a friend, the one that made a handmade bag, and it had a lady on the front that she that was actually her logo that she machine applique. Donzel Cooper, thank you for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome. That pain that I have in my hip, you guys, is no joke. Just before I came out about 3:30, I tried to take two quick Tylenol and a Lyrica and say, well, I hope half an hour it has time to start working. Auntie Joanne said, hello, Mr. Hershey. What I would like to talk about today is legacy. And I was looking for a journal because we were talking about the ice storms going across the country. And oh, I didn't see that. Psalm 146. Thank you. Sorry I didn't see you, sweetie. I happened to look up for a minute and I saw all the sunflowers and I said, well, let me look. If I missed anybody, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. When you're in extreme pain, you get distracted. You're trying to put your words out and they just don't come to you. Marie Graham says, hello, mother. I fell asleep last night when I think it was about the time that my Renaissance grandma, Nikki, and them were on, and I woke up later on, and I missed like at least six. See, I'm struggling for my words. At least six FaceTimes from my mom. She starts pushing buttons when she's trying to reach me, and I hadn't spoken to her for a couple days. I do have good news though, because the snow is not coming this Saturday. I'm trying to show you guys something, and I will be able to go and see her. All these red things on my phone are from my mother, Miss FaceTime. Yeah, and my little, what are you doing? Call me back. Yeah, well, yeah, I know. You know what I mean, cold. This is like 5, 6 FaceTime that I miss, but it's such a pleasure. It's such an honor. It makes you feel good to be my age and have a mom still on earth. She's been crocheting her little hiney off. Hi, Kelly. I bring it every day. And she said, because I missed 2 weeks. Excuse me, Hershey. No. And I walked down the hall just like seconds before I went live with you guys. Stupid Amazon. I have another package coming because my iron died and you can't quilt without ironing. And I have some blocks that I wanted to iron, and Amazon got in the building, did what they were supposed to, took a picture of the package at the door, but guess what? They didn't bring it to my apartment. They brought it to another apartment. I don't know if they spoke English or no numbers or what. So I went down there and got it. Nancy, our treasured home. You're just sewing your little hiney off over there in your state, girlfriend. So let me get my tissue out of my bosoms. I started telling you guys about journals. So I got a journal out because I wanted to find the story that I had handwritten in one of my journals about the time that I got stuck in black ice and one of those I wasn't in any of the accidents, but like 100 car crash on the Cumberland Plateau in Tennessee. And this journal I started, it says the Miracle Lady. They call me the Miracle Lady because I woke up from a coma 11 years ago, and this journal is dated. I had some things I wanted to show you in here. And no, it's not a sad thing, but I wanted to show you this. And then it says to mom from Sonia. And my daughter had given me this was on my nightstand along with a brown angel from my sister Joanne Stevens. Hey Mike, Mike's Chaotic Gardening. Thanks for coming and welcome. And they put phone somebody put to mom from Sonia up here where my finger is. When I woke up from the coma, I didn't know how to write my name. And apparently it says the first time I tried to write, at first my hand could not figure out what to do with the pen. It was like I didn't know whether to eat it or do what. And then it said Duke Hospital saved my life. And then another day, a few days later, I figured out what to do with the pen down here. And my sister in law put down Ellen Pankey. And I was doing slightly better trying to write my name. So it's not sad. It says, a few days later, it says, Dear Diary, well, today I really something write to you. And I was trying to write, but later on, it said, oh, I had a note to myself. It says, left eye is weak due to traumatic brain injury. Always check to the left for missed items. And I still have to do that to this day. That's funny. Oh, and now this is a really funny entry. It said, by the end of the month, it says, I can actually see how to write again, although my vision is blurry. Then it said, life is great again. I got my hair shampooed. My daughter had a beautician come to the hospital, shampoo my hair in the bed, and style it. You know, a diva has to be a diva. And but what I wanted to show you was all the progress from that. I never did find the entry where I was writing about, but it's probably in another journal because I was in a writing group, and we had to write about different things, and I chose that Cumberland Plateau incident. But also in here, I hand wrote the recipe for my personal Penny's butter pound cake and some family tree information. It's really interesting. And Black History Month is coming up next week, and Black history is American history. And I have in here, I guess I found something on ancestry. where Amanda Thomas, one of my great, 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 super great grandmas, was born in 1836 in Virginia. And she passed in 1911 in Hopwood, Pennsylvania. That's where I told you my mother's family has a cemetery that is a registered historic landmark. And it talks about her spouse was Augustus Thomas. Apparently, they were distant cousins, Amanda Thomas and Augustus Thomas. And it says where he was born about 1840 in Virginia. But now, 1880, they moved to Pennsylvania because Auntie Joanne said she just finished that pound cake. It was delicious. I sent a pound cake to her and Uncle Roscoe last week, partly for his birthday. And they, yeah. But now the back of this book was really interesting. We always encourage the children. You know how I try to leave little things for you guys? Hey, Val, the jewelry spot. I saw you early this morning. You must still be at WORK or working at home. Oh, you're driving because she was on live 6 o'clock this morning. I was alive, but still in the bed. We always try to get the kids to make, when I say the kids, I'm talking about my great grandchildren. My granddaughter is their mother. And after I woke up from a coma, I went to stay at mom's house. My mother has a really big house. It's like 9 bedrooms and 6 bathrooms. So the family took care of me during that time till I ran away and got this apartment. And we sold the house that I was living in North Carolina. But my dad passed in 2008, and I want to show you living history. And I took some of his old old pants and shirts and I made a memory quilt. Well, what I'm looking for is the label on this quilt. Why? Because all of you should put labels on your quilts, no matter where they came from or where you got them, even if you bought them at a pawn shop. I mean, a pawn shop. That's that lyric of making my words go funny. If you bought them at a secondhand shop, and this was the label that I put, and this was all the way in 2015. So it took me 7 years to get to my quilt because I made my mother, my two sisters, and two brothers a quilt. My grand, my grands, no, my son and my daughter. I made them quilts. And this one, I put the size was 42 inches wide by 66. Artist Penny Pankey, Norwalk, Connecticut. But by the time I got to my quilt, I didn't have any more flat, flat pieces of fabric. Oh, this I've been using this quilt every day since 2015. The pockets are all worn out, but I wanted to show you about this quilt is that, oh, you guys are talking to each other, okay, about the weather. And these pockets, the kids, and this quilt is so worn out, needs to be patched again. This is why I don't like flannel in quilts. Those of you who sew, the flannel wears out. Pure cotton, 100% cotton, it lasts hundreds of years. Psalm 146 says, that's a huge coincidence. Oh my gosh. Her great 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 grandmother's name was also Amanda Thomas, but she was married to John M. Collins. Now that's interesting. I don't know if her Amanda Thomas was from the Virginia area, but there were several Amanda Thomases, and that's just interesting. That's interesting. Some maybe we are related because Ohio is not all that far from Michigan, where you live, and we have family members all over the place. My sister Joanne says, "Some that's very interesting." Oh, I have her birth certificate. I have marriage records. Marie Graham says it's 30 degrees and they're getting snow. Hopefully, it's just flurries. Okay, so this quilt is so beat up, and it smells like soap. This 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 piece was just where I patched it, and I used the cuff of some shirts. That was just last year, and I added some rows going around. But those of you who are quilters, I want to show you. This is another piece of flannel. The flannel you wears all the nap, that fuzzy part on it. It wears down, and this is where I patched it with some of my old work shirts. But Hershey, stop. What I wanted to show you is that the pockets that are on the quilt, my great grandchildren used to put little snacks in there, or they would put a cough drop, or they would write little notes to me. And in the back of this book, I have some of the notes that they wrote to me, and it's so cute. It's so cute. So apparently, this journal was mostly written in 2015, and I don't even know who this note is. This note is from. Oh, it says, Ellen, thank you so much for all the wonderful food. Believe me, none will go to waste. My mom always said if someone gives you something on a plate or in a container, you must return it with something else in it. So enjoy your soy candle. I don't even know who this was from. Tasharia, thanks for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome. I saw you doing your step aerobics and in the background. And now I think you guys will think this is cute. It says, Happy Mother's Day, Nana. And just winking. You always have one person in the family that you bump heads with. This child looks just like me, and we were always bumping heads. And she says, Happy Mother's Day, Nana. I love you so much. I know we have our ups and downs, but I truly do love you. Sid. And I put that this was written to me from her in 2016 when she was 10 years old. Oh, she says her Amanda Thomas was in Choctaw County, Alabama. Well, from Virginia, where these other Thomases originated, they could have easily, some of them, gone to Alabama. We have to check and see, cousin. And here is another note. And this is from my great grandson, Cameron. And I guess it must have been this time of year. I see a Christmas tree and a snowman. And it, he didn't like to write his name. He said he didn't write well. But it looks like a smiling, what do you call it? Snowman on there. All of these are history, you guys. And I want to get you to encourage Bean Pie and those of you with children to leave little things, or you leave little notes for them. It says, To Nana, I love you, Nana. Oh, love Sid. Her bedroom was the closest to mine at mom's house. This is one of my dogs, one of my Cane Corsos. Wasn't she shiny? And in this little envelope, and these were specifically, hey, Darth X, thanks for coming and welcome. These are like family memories. And on days like today when you don't feel well and you go and you see little things. So these are some of the notes that Sydney, the one that the one that we used to fuss and says, sorry, Nana, for being disrespectful to you, Sydney. And and I think they're the cutest little notes. Mind you, she was only 10 years old then, but and instead of just saying sorry, she would write me little notes. Sorry, that popping noise was me. Everything's okay. I love you. 225 2015. Then here's one. It says from Sid to Nana. This is in October 2015. It says, Dear Nana, I hope you feel better. Call me if you need me. I'm in my room. I missed you and I love you. I don't know if I'd been in the hospital or what. You rather have and not need than need and not have. I know that's right. So these are some of Nana's memories that keep me going on days like today when I was in so much pain and didn't feel good. These things made me smile, and I never did find the journal where I was talking about being stuck on the black ice. So let's talk about the gardening part of GQUAT. Mike, the gardening part of GQUAT, because a couple of you know that I started some ginger on January 1st, the WIG grow off. Mike, you can put the WIG grow off information. It started December 1st and it ends in April, I think April 3rd. Nikki, the everyday life of an OCD's chick. Oh, you were looking real cute last night in your little hat at your y'all's little tea party, and the one person that brought cat coffee and had on the beekeeper's, you know, outfit when they were doing their hunt. Not a beekeeper's outfit. He was doing the honey. I don't want to drop this because I just got it out of the hallway. Can you see how tall this ginger is? I put it 2 inches under the dirt and it's up already. This pot is going to be full. Oops, it has water in the bottom of it, and it is sprouted already. Okay, Up Designs, hello, and welcome, 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 you guys. Why? Because good friends become family, and family is everything. I'm not going to take it now, but I want to show you something. Speaking of honey and the honey slanger, this is, I don't know if you can see it, this is garlic that I grew in my garden, and it's fermented in a 100% unpasteurized raw honey from around here. And when you ferment it, as long as this, I've had this fermenting for about a year, then I put it in the refrigerator because I wanted to stop the fermentation. This is real medicine, y'all. This is real medicine, and it boosts your immune system and makes you stronger. I have a lot of herbs. My sister Joanne will tell you I've been growing herbs and making concoctions forever and ever and ever, including homemade wine concoctions. And you can make wine out of any literally any fruit or vegetable. I have a book where and wine is healing. Baby carrots, oh, that's so funny. You guys, I haven't been in Arizona I went last May and I put some carrots in the grow bag, but it was so hot in Arizona that most of the things didn't grow, or they had to wait until I guess it was time. And Auntie Joanne says the carrots in the grow bag are almost 2 inches long. That is so cute. That is so, 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 so cute. I'm glad, Sissy. So I went all out by the ladies' pool and I put all these grow bags. I made a container with holes in it. The potatoes never came up in straw, but I'm going there this year for my staycation. And let me get my tissue out, my boobies. And that'll be the time to really, really plant stuff. The- I think my apartment is too cool, but I have to choose my health over other things. I have some other things that are up potted and repotted. My seeds, my lettuces are growing. Tomatoes and peppers usually take longer anyway. It should be heated enough. The temperature in my apartment is all the way up to 70. You wonder if cherries would make good wine? Of course it would. Of course it would. Donzel says, Nikki, he's been watching your videos. Tashari saying, greetings, everyone. Happy, happy Thursday, beautiful people. I have several books on making things, how to make wine. Uh, this book, this book this book was made in Britain, and it doesn't even have a publication date, I don't think, but it says it was intended for the ordinary housewife, Mike. I don't know who reads Roman numerals, but the publication date, it says originally published in England as Easy Made Wine and Country Drinks. So this, if you want to screenshot it and look up what all these Roman numerals mean, I think C is for 100, M is 1000. I know X is 10 in the 111, so I don't know, but I want to show you guys in alphabetical order. In alphabetical order. And I've been using this book. It used to have a label on it. My son is 55. I've had this book at least that long. And it says some of the things that you need: large saucepan, muslin, a funnel, lemonade or wine bottles. But I want to show you, and it tells you how to store wine. When I first started making wine, I just used cooking yeast. Auntie Joanne will tell you, just plain in the little packets. Now, of course, I use wine yeast that I used to buy at the store, this winemaking store, this Italian store near my mom's house. But now you can just get it on Amazon, right? Mike, so yummy. So I don't know. This one is Christmas drinks with port wine, ginger, rhubarb wine, blackberry wine, and it tells you the different months, a calendar for winemaking. January, potato. Listen to this: potato wine, wheat wine, barley, raisin, ginger, fig, dried apricot, dried peach, and orange. Auntie Joanne is trying to be funny. Okay, so confession. In 1985, I lived in California, and at one point, I used to live with Uncle Roscoe and Auntie Joanne. Then I got an apartment at Venice Beach. And Mike said he saved 100 cherries, I guess, to get seeds from. Good for you. Good for you. And when I moved to Venice Beach, I had a 30-gallon container, and I decided to make some raisin rice wine. But at Auntie Joanne's house, I'd made the most amazing black plum wine because there was a like an open market, a farmer's market in this place called Downey, not too far from Juicing with Jay, or somebody else in California. Mike saying a nap on the floor, cleaning the floor. What Auntie Joanne allegedly is signifying about, I had this 30-gallon container and I decided to make some raisin rice sake. So I mixed this stuff up and, oh, Mike, I hope you're sending me some once you extract the seeds. Yeah, because cherries will grow here in Connecticut. They will grow. In fact, one of the men in that has a garden with me, I mean, a garden near my community garden, he has a really nice tree. It's a pretty good size. Last year it had a lot of cherries, but the bird, he works all the time, and the birds took most of his. But oh, and this is Demerara sugar means brown sugar. So here's like apple wine, apple wine, and it has the actual recipe if any of you need it. Oh, Joanne says she still has the sludge in the bottle. Apricot wine, dried apricot, beetroot wine. You can make wine out of beetroot, barley, black currant, blackberry, carrot wine, plum wine, clove carnation wine, cherry wine, Michael. There's the one for cherry wine. And it tells you exactly what to do. Ibringa says, allegedly. So I bought these plums, and they were crazy expensive, and they got too ripe. I refused to throw them away. I went and got my book out, and I made, I think it was 1 gallon of wine, and I made one bottle. Auntie Joanne still has it. I told her not to drink it because by opening it, it let air in it and it's discolored. I don't know if it will. I just don't want my sister to get sick. I got too much wine over there. And you can make wine out of anything. You can make wine out of Welch's grape juice. They've already squeezed the grapes for you. I used the real fruit though when I made wine. And allegedly when I could made all that ginger in my garden a couple years ago, I allegedly made 3 gallons of ginger wine. It's really good for your stomach. Strawberry wine, cider, mead. You can make beer. But I have several winemaking books. Hope you feel better soon, Kelly. Oh, oh, Mike says you still have the bubbler thingy I sent you. Mike, Nikki does too. Nikki does too. I might have to do a private, like a Zoom thing, and we make some wine together. But if you make wine with grape juice, you have make sure, or any juice, you need to take some of the juice out because as it ferments, it's going to bubble and come up on the floor. But what Auntie Joanne, Pinocchio, her nose is growing. What allegedly had happened was I had this 30-gallon container and I'm brewing this raisin rice wine with my store bought bread yeast, right? Every day I came home from work, I would take like, a regular juice glass, the little juice glass, and I get a dipper. I drink some, and no, nothing, nothing, nothing. One day I came home from work and I put some in this little juice glass. I went in my bedroom and got on my bed and sat down. Ding, 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 ding. The music on the Ferris wheel. The room started turning. The room started turning. And I'm like, oh my God, I think I'm drunk. This little bit of this. But if you've ever had sake, like at a Japanese restaurant or something, you only drink a shot of it. I drank like a juice glass full of it. Then they said, I'm going around and around and around she goes. Where she stops, nobody knows. And I remembered somebody told me once, if you ever got drunk, to put your foot on the floor, right? I'm on this king sized bed at Venice Beach. I put my foot on the floor. It was like I popped the clutch and went from first to third. The room started spinning faster and faster. Oh, that was miserable. That was miserable. Okay, so no more tasting it. No more tasting it because I knew that it was that wine made a mess. So I left it there, but I didn't bottle it up. This container, I came home one day and I'm at Venice Beach, not too far from Gold's Beach and Muscle Beach, the funnest apartment ever. And I get there and I'm like, it's like I was walking down the street. If you ever walked by a bar downtown or something and it was closed, but it still smelled like alcohol, I could smell alcohol, you guys. And when I got to my apartment, this 30-gallon thing of wine had exploded. There was glass all up in the light fixture. I had a stackable washer and dryer. You know when you how you open the door to the dryer at the top? It had little pieces of glass in there. It cleaned. It cleaned, took the wax off the floor. Whoever got that apartment next, it probably still has pieces of broken glass and wine and cracks in places where I couldn't get it. Mike said, he told, hold on to the grass to not fly off the earth tipsy. That was something. Y'all, that was some wine. I have a 5-gallon bucket here and the little thing, Mike. What you do is you put water in there. Mike, this is what you do. You get a 5-gallon bucket and you get one with the fitted top at at just at the big box store. If you buy one like I have with all the writing on it, it's going to cost you 40 or 50 bucks. But I'm in an apartment. I didn't have my drill, and you put a drill in it and you can buy one of the things that aerates it, and you put water in the bottom because when you mix sugar and yeast, it turns into alcohol. You can make wine out of tea, like you make kombucha. Kombucha is simply black tea, or there's another one that you make with green tea and honey. I can talk, baby. I have made so many different wines. My mother has a big basement, and it must be like 2,500 square feet. It's the whole bottom of this huge house, right? And it has stones in it, and it has a concrete floor, but there are different rooms. Mommy had a room in the back that was for canning, but I used to go down there and make wine and hide it. It had different shelves in it. Nobody went down there. They thought it was spooky. They thought it was spooky and had spiders and scary stuff. She thinks this is going to make us want to do this OCD-ish. Baby, if you do it, you will not. Your wife would take you out if you. It won't explode. I didn't have those things to let the air out then. I didn't know. Ain't nobody tell me. It didn't say that in this book. It just said to bottle it up. I missed that part. It won't explode, I promise you, if you bottle it at the end of a certain time. If you ask me for the recipe, I'll send it to you. But I make it all the time. I may or may not allegedly have some bubbling around here now. But I'm going to make some raisin rice sake or either the tea wine, which is the same thing as making kombucha. By the way, kombucha is a health tonic made with tea and a SCOBY. What is a SCOBY? A symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast. I have some in my fridge, and I bought the original ones and then I split them up and kept using them. I haven't made any wine or any apple cider vinegar in a while. And but I plan to. It's cold. I'm in the house. It's so cold here with my bronchitis and my asthma. As soon as I go outside the door, it's like my chest tightens and I can't take a deep breath. I keep my rescue inhaler here because if I take a deep breath, it makes me choke. And which is why I didn't taste fermented this fermented garlic because it's really strong. You see, it looks like molasses, hunting. That'll fix you, and your breath will smell like it. So going back to the raisin rice wine, you can put like one packet of regular yeast in it, stir it up, put the sugar in it, and I just use cheap sugar for that. I use the Walmart sugar for that. And but I'm going to make some. I'm going to make some. I have some old videos. If you go back through my playlist and it says fermentation, you'll see it like bloop, bloop, bloop. And when it starts bubbling, right, it goes bloop, bloop, bloop. Then when it starts going fast, it's like bloop, 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 bloop. It's like a drummer going fast, fast, fast. Doncel says, Kelly, I hope you feel better. Oh, Terry says, oh, she loves that garlic. So Terry, thanks for coming and welcome. Prison Hooch. No, this is good wine. This, you guys, is excellent, excellent wine. So at mommy's house, allegedly, I would go to the wine store and you could buy the 5 gallons of juice at the wine making store. And like, I want to say 20 years ago, it was like $60 for a 5 gallon drum of it from California. Then you put your own sugar in it. You don't even have to put yeast in grape wine, it will ferment by itself. But oh, Auntie Ellen was speeding it up. One time, mommy and I ordered like 3 gallons of white grape juice to make champagne and 3 gallons of the dark red grape juice. So my mother, the people delivered it, and my mother has her basement door has what you call a Bilco door. It's the metal doors that open up out. And after they delivered it, we took these drums down the basement, except for the white wine I brought in the kitchen. Daddy used to go to adult daycare. So the grape juice was just delivered, and mommy she jumped in her car to go get daddy at adult daycare. And this was like about 1997, 1998. And I decided to put sugar in not even the yeast yet. I just put sugar in the white wine. I didn't take any of it out of the 5 gallon container. All of a sudden, this stuff started bubbling up all over the floor. Hey, Jags. I was talking about you earlier with your beekeeper mangler uniform, not the beekeeper, what that you wear with your mouth covered, your whole head like the man in white. Yeah, I saw you. I saw you last night. Everybody speaking. Yes, yes, Terry. This is garlic fermented in raw honey and nothing else. Just raw. This was local honey because that's all I had access to. I'm going to need a cosigner to get some of Jeg's wine. I mean, not wine, his honey, so that I can have it shipped here. Shipping is so expensive. And then I just left it in the dark cabinet and I checked on it. This is about a year old. I know. No, baby. Mr. Bama says, Auntie, you're not making hooch, are you? No, I'm not. I am making the wine that I make would be like $50 a bottle at the store. Excuse me. This is real wine, especially when I get the grapes already pressed. For me to get a 5 gallon vat, excuse me, that's my asthma. Now would probably be about $80, $100 just to buy it. But I make my own. The same tea that I brew to make kombucha in the 5 gallon thing, I put a SCOBY in there. However, if I decide I want to make a tea wine, yes, you guys, there's such a thing as tea wine, pear wine, peach wine. Hold on. And I, because I make tea wine a lot, because I tell them, oh, the maintenance man came in one day. He says, Ellen, you making wine? I said, no, that's kombucha. By the way, here's ginger beer. I make ginger beer out of the raw ginger. All you take is ginger root, loaf sugar, cream of tartar, compressed yeast, lemons, and sugar in 1 gallon of water. Tea wine is one of my favorite ones. So see, I'm busted, you guys. You see this? This is the recipe, but I have upgraded it to how much of what I need to make for 5 gallons. So when I make a 5 gallon, which is 20 quarts equals 5 gallons, means I have to put 10 pounds of sugar, 2.5 pounds of raisins, and 10 lemons, and then 20 quarts of cold tea, the granulated sugar. Oh, is this good? OMG. It is really good. So going back to mommy's house, I mommy went to get daddy. This stuff is going all over the kitchen floor like a champagne fountain. My mother doesn't even cuss, right? My mother looked at me. She said, "You better get that spit up before daddy comes in here." So our treasured home said she likes garlic and honey. Well, when you let it sit, it'll get like what? Oh, this so Terry, this book is out of print. I don't even know how to get it. I've had it for like I bought it at an outside auction when my son was a baby, and he'll be 55 next week. But any recipe that you want, so Terry, I'll just take a photograph of the page and send it to you guys. Anybody who wants a recipe, all of them are in here. I have other books with winemaking. So my dad came in and he looks in the kitchen and he's smelling, he's looking around. It smelled like a still in there. I've never had a still, never went that far with the copper stuff. But the folks in North Carolina used to make that cone liquor. And yes, this book. So Terry, all it says in the beginning is easy to make wine, and it's by Mrs. Jennery Taylor in England. I don't know if you want to screenshot this page and Google it, and maybe it's in print. But this was like almost like a self printed. Darth said he turned 52 2 weeks ago. Oh, happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Terry said, "This is a treasure." This one is my most treasured books. But I have several books, professional books on winemaking. And okay, you guys, before I tell you this next story, do you want me to make tea wine or raisin rice wine? Because I'm about to start a batch. It might be this weekend, it might be tomorrow. And I'll do a little short, it doesn't start bubbling at first. If I make the tea wine, I just have to get some lemons, or I can use lemon juice. I have a couple of fresh limes in the fridge. Let me know. Put in the chat. Do you want. She says she has a grandpa that used to make wine in the cellar. We know the aroma. Oh my goodness. I live in New Haven, Connecticut, and there's an Italian section of town. For those of you who don't know, one of the first pizza was made here in New Haven, Connecticut. This town was founded like in the 1700s. That's when Yale University was founded. This is where the first hamburger was allegedly made. This is an old part of the country. But I was riding down by the beach in West Haven one day, and I came across a stack of cases of grapes. So I pulled over because I wanted the wooden containers. And the guy that lived in the house came out, and I asked him if I could have them. He said yes. I was doing some arts and craft project, and he said that he made homemade wine. He so it's used in World of Books for $33. Oh, you found it. Oh, wine is in your blood. And in Connecticut, where I grew up, there are a lot of Italians, and I learned my first bad words was in I learned how to say bad words in Italian. Oh my goodness, you guys are so funny. Yeah, there's a lot of history here, Terry. So I was riding in like this Italian section of town over there in West Haven, and the guy took me in his garage. His garage was this winemaking utopia. He had all these stainless steel vats and containers and everything. And he gave me something called, I don't know if you guys have ever heard, I think called grappa. Grappa is what is left over, like after you make wine and it's distilled. And he gave me a bottle of it, and he told me, do not drink this. Do not drink this straight. You can get wine poisoning. It's so strong. It is so strong. Don't say those words, Auntie. Don't say those words. Okay, so Maria Graham says this is Thrift Hook. Oh, Thrift Hooks has it at $8. Y'all get those books. This one, I think I probably paid 50 cents for. Okay. So Terry says her brother made it from your auntie's been making it for years too. Auntie Joanne Stevens can tell you. Oh, so going back to mommy's house, one year when I moved back there from California, right? I made all kinds of wine. I made tea wine. I made peach wine. I made the wine with the 5-gallon containers of dark red juice that had been shipped from California. I made champagne because you use a different kind of yeast for that. So I ran out of glass containers to put it in. You have to let it breathe. As long as you let it breathe, it won't it won't explode. I had a glass jar and didn't let it breathe. So my mother told me one day, Mommy knew I was making it, but at that time, Daddy wasn't able to go down the basement. So I had my own little wine making utopia as well. I must have had 20 different kinds of wine. One I made was like amaretto. I had one that tasted like licorice. I had so many kinds of wine, so I started buying 3 liter soda bottles, and I would give them the Coca Cola or the soda. And oh, you have the fermentation tops already. Would you guys like to see something allegedly? Hold on. Well, first I'll show you my dinner. You all have Auntie being bad. So I made dinner. I have a salad. I have some handmade cold pickles in here. A pomegranate. I beat it up and took all the seeds out. Boiled eggs, red onions, and carrots. So I don't know what else I'm going to have. What protein? Hold on a minute, you guys. Don't go anywhere. I'm not going to put any commercials on, but I may or may not. Oh, I bumped into something. Hold on, because I'm coming. Okay. Uh-oh. Okay, you guys, here I am. And ta-da! This is what it looks like when it's, I don't know how. Oh, because it overflowed, you guys. So G Mama says, uh-oh, some nice beans for protein. I didn't soak any, but this is, oh, I know, maybe this isn't tight. You know what actually happened? It's not supposed to have wine in here. This bottle is too full. It needs room to breathe. So allegedly, allegedly that's kombucha. 755 Media says, oh, there she is. I saw you paint a picture of your daddy. That's a really, really nice painting. I just go in there and get on my bed, especially uh, me, G Mama Grows. Are you talking about this? Allegedly? Allegedly? See, see, senorita. Yeah, soy guilty. I am guilty of it. Yeah, lets the gases out. I made some in North Carolina. Oh my goodness. I went to the store and I got a clean, clean trash can, and I tried to make 60 gallons of wine. That so Teresa's kombucha. Yeah, that's what I told the maintenance man it was. And oh, I forgot what I was going to tell you guys about my wine making. Oh, you want me to make kombucha? You didn't want me to make kombucha. You guys vote because I only have one 5 gallon container. Let me know if you want me to make the tea wine or the raisin rice wine because I may or may not allegedly have all the prepper ingredients to make a fermentation of the aforesaid type. Of the aforesaid type. So let me show you guys what I've been working on. What the subject we were supposed to talk about, we're going through the G and the quat. We're working through the gardening, the cooking from scratch. By the way, this Saturday, I will be making a sweet potato pie from scratch. And I promise you, G Mama says some very dark kombucha. What? But I do have some, I do have some beetroots in there, and you can make wine out of beetroots. Any vegetable, any fruit can be fermented. I saw Bobby on Soil Brother and Soil Sisters channel, and he was making banana wine. G Mama says it. Which one? The tea wine sounds divine. It's really fast. Mad Dog 2020. Oh, this will have you like that. You have to go back and see the one where I drank. Oh, the raisin rice one is actually really strong. Oh, I know what. I was telling you about mommy. So, mommy went down the basement. I was at work, and I used to have a job, and this is like in 1997 to 1999. I moved back home. My dad had my dad had a traumatic brain injury, so I moved into the house with mommy and daddy for a while. Then I left there and I bought a house in New Haven, not too far from here. Oh yes, and it had a basement, a winemaking basement, allegedly, because it had been it was in the Jewish part of town of New Haven. They had different sections, and it's a section of New Haven called Westville, and it was later annexed to the city of New Haven for the tax benefits that they could get, but you could still buy all the kosher foods and stuff. That's the neighborhood I live in now. And the house that I bought, they used to give bar mitzvahs in the basement. They had a built-in bar, and the seats going around the basement, right? Around the basement, and in the section of it in the entertainment part, had the seats would lift up, and there was a concrete floor. So allegedly, I used to put my wine when I made it down there. I could make 60. Oh, the guy in West Haven that showed me his setup. Every state has a different limit on how much wine you can legally make and have. And in Connecticut, it's 200 gallons. So per person. So allegedly at mom's house, the 60 gallons I may or may not have allegedly made was for mom, my sister Della, and me, and whoever else stopped by. And I'll tell you, when people came to the house and we served wine, they bottled wine, they said, no, I want some of Auntie Penny's wine. And some of them used it for medical purposes. I have an aunt, and she wanted me to make some. She probably still has some, but I had to hide it from my brother and my brother cousin. What happened to all that booze? I don't know. Allegedly, it got drunken. It got drunken. I used to come up from North Carolina in that pickup truck, and I may or may not have allegedly had some. I gave my Ford F 150 to my brother Joe. Oh, I love that truck. It was royal blue. She had a really nice paint job, nice wheels on it, nice tires. And I even had an Alpine tape drive, the kind that you take in and out. And you could put like 800 songs on the drive. I could drive from North Carolina to Connecticut and not hear the same song twice, like Angry Livers. No, it was good wine. It wasn't rot gut. I promise you. So I saw, so mommy. I came home one day and mommy said, "Oh, I had an explosion." I'm like, "What do you mean you had an explosion?" She said, I went downstairs to help you aerate your bottles, the plastic bottle, 3 liter bottles that I had the different wines in. It she took the top off too fast, and it went all over the basement ceiling. A mess. A mess. All my nieces and nephews used to come up and say, Auntie, give us some of your stash. You want me to make Mad Dog 2020? Well, you know what it is, that the United States government does not allow you, it's against the law to sell wine over 20%, 21%. How do I know? Because in North Carolina, when I had a business there, when we had the homestead in 1985, I had a beer and wine license. We had a little country store, and I sold like 21 different kinds of beer. I didn't know anything about beer, but my brother Joe was the expert, and he told me what to get. And there was some, I don't think it was Mad Dog. It was Irish Rose, but it came in red and it came in peach. And people used to come and buy it. You'd have up to a liter to a pint and a half pint. Oh my gosh. You all got me being bad. I'm glad my daughter. Oh, when mommy's at home, she watches my show and she watches it in her bedroom. But her bedroom is like when you come in the front door of this huge house, right? And she has it so loud you can hear it, two or three rooms on the first floor and some of the rooms on the second floor. And my daughter will say, "Well, Mom, I heard your live stream was good today," or "You were doing this, you were doing that." Allegedly, allegedly. So let me show you. Let's get to the art part, the fiber art. Move my inhaler because I'll be put it somewhere I can find it by my recipe book. You guys don't forget, email me at lnpankey@gmail.com and put what recipe you want, and I'll do a screenshot of the page and send it to you. Oh, I was telling you about the alcohol. You, in order to sell alcohol, you have to dilute it. Did, did I say hello to Juanita Campbell? Yeah. Well, oh, Juanita Campbell knows you get that good cone liquor down in North Carolina, and it comes in flavors. I used to get the peach, but yeah. Okay. So you guys, oh, put a one in the chat if you want me to make the raisin rice sake, or a two if you want me to make the tea wine. The tea wine's easier to make. It's not as messy. It'll be bubbling by next week, the 5 gallon. But this one, ugh, this one's been sitting back there. It tried to bubble over. Oh, the same thing with kombucha. When you make kombucha, when you buy it in the store, it's not the same as what you make at home, because when you buy it in the stores, it has to be diluted to a less percentage than beer. You can't sell it. Every time. So we got two, two, two. Okay, so which one did I say was which? The analytic gardener, Deirdre. Thanks for coming and welcome. She can't speak individually, but she'll be laughing, dying laughing. So is two. I'll have to listen back. Somebody tell me, was the one raisin rice sake, or the tea wine? Hey, Felicia, Fr. Humphrey. Everybody's coming in allegedly for the wine show. Felicia, my mother is making, let me show you. Felicia Humphrey sent my mother some knitting needles, crochet needles, the whole pack of them. I sewed this together because my mother wants to give them to her nurse. So I wanted to show, getting to the fiber arts. This is a head and ear warmer that my mother made. I'm not going to put it on my big head around my hair. Oh, the tea wine. Okay. I can make the tea wine tomorrow and show you a picture of it. It's too big for me to lift up the 5 gallon container. So here is my mother has so many skeins of yarn making these ear warmers. So I put it in a little plastic bag so that she wants to give it to all of her nurses that are nice to her. Deidre, the analytic garden, says, I will. F.R. Humphrey says, wine, yes. I know she knows how to make it down in Alabama. I used to go to Alabama. I almost bought a house outside of Birmingham, one for myself. My last husband was from this little town called Pratt City, Alabama, outside of it was outside of Birmingham. It's not too far from, was it where Herschel Walker was from? Somewhere over there. So F.R. Humphrey, my mother has her whole set of needles and crochet hooks rather, and she was upset the other day. Her aide or whoever was taking care of her misplaced her crochet hook. She had one with different sizes and different colors, so she called my granddaughter, which is her great granddaughter, and Sharita came up and got her whole pack that you gave her, and Mona, sifting some soil, gave me a pack of those. What's different, I've been crocheting like maybe 74 years. Auntie Joanne as well, because we learned as toddlers before we started school. But we just had the regular needles. We never had these cushiony, fancy ones. Okay, so I'm going to thank you. F.R. Humphrey, I want to show you something. Well, all of you up there, because several people, and you could probably get on their channel, are making jackets, sweatshirt jackets. This is one of my many sweatshirt jackets that I made, but I made this one out of African fabrics. And on the sleeve, I got lazy when I got to this one. I just used one solid piece. So, Terry, I think that you were making one of these. I know Sherry Yurton was making them, but if anybody wants to make one or do a sew along, we can do one here as well. Okay, so this one is almost finished. You see all the stitching in the back. Hey, Stacy Hands and the Dirt stopping by to say cello. Okay, I'm going to put this down so I don't have to hold my arms up. And what I wanted to show you is that this is got all the machine stitching that I'm going to put in it, and I have the binding on it. All that's left to do to this one is push it to the back like this and hold it down and hand sew it. I will be using this quilt for exhibit, so I will hand sew it. So Terry said she was going to make one of these jackets, but she never started it. Life got in the way. I have a bunch of strips already cut to make one. If I find it, I'll make one with you guys. And they're in all Asian colors and like blues and purples. So I just wanted you to see the I think that this I went through my little bit of fabric that I have left, and I found this wonderful fabric that I think frames this. And what this is 6 different colors of batik fabrics. And I started at the top, and I even found this one that had like a spot on it that made it look like the sun or the moon or something. Then I graduated it down. Like if you're painting 755 media, I made it look like the grass. And as you get closer to the ground, I made the grass look darker. So that's a landscape painting. And this one is called Sissy and Me. Why? Because This is my sister Joanne and me. I'm the big one, of course. Joanne's the slim one in the corner. And all of these little strips came out of her scrap bucket. This was in the trash when I was there in Arizona. And I just literally put them together. There are some hunters. Oh, this is an Adinkra symbol for love, the one that looks like a heart. Oh, you know what? That's the same fabric that's on this jacket. That's on that jacket in front of me. I won't pull it down. Thank you. And then this, these these blocks with the four patches. Oh, here's the hunters. So the hunters are running towards the baobab tree. The baobab tree is a tree that gets thousands of years old in Africa. It's like the redwoods in California, and the trees are so big that people can live in it and eat the leaves and other things. So this is Sissy and Me is the name of this quilt. I just I have a mixed backing, and this little piece of fabric was some fabric that Joanne and I found in a secondhand store in Arizona, and I split it with her. And again, I did miter the corners on it, and all I have to do is put them down, turn this back, and hand stitch it. This one is going to have a little bit of hand embellishment on it. Now, here's the last one because for Black History Month, I said wanted to finish this. I was going to do this tonight, but my hip was hurting, and I decided to talk to you guys. So this one is finished, and this one is called Grandma's Hands. And the meaning of this quilt is in memory of my grandmothers. I just told you about Amanda Thomas, and her, well, it wasn't hers, but one of my great grandmothers was a Native American healer, and this was her hand. This is a symbol for being a healer. And my other grandmother, all the grandmothers made things out of, we didn't go to the doctor unless there was a broken bone or something needed stitches. Well, they fixed us stuff at home. They gave us little handmade stuff. So this represented my other grandma and the heart. And these were scraps of jeans that I put together. And to set it off, the binding is going to be with this. So, my task for Saturday, I'm going to make a sweet potato pie, and I will. Terry says, "You make such beautiful art, such meaning. Thank you." That's what I try to do now, Terry. I don't make I don't. Oh, Sissy, you like that art quilt? You help make it, and I will put your name on the label as well as a joint project because she did make two blocks, and then I made some weird little machine quilting on it just for to make it something different. And this was also leftover scraps. I made my mother a king size denim quilt. It was 130 inches wide by 99. I actually sent that one to a long armor. I haven't put my cutie breeze together yet, but that quilt was heavy, and these were some of the scraps from my mother's quilt. So grandmother's hands has that's the story of that, and it will have this nice bright watermarked blue to go around the binding. So my task for Saturday will be to I'm going to make sweet potato pie live, and I have a recipe unlike anybody else's. I actually use a ricer making my sweet potato pie, and it's like a sweet potato custard. It's my mom's recipe. And what else? Oh, I will make the tea wine, and I will have the binding on this quilt. I still haven't put the cutie together. I bought it in April. Well, my what I said I was going to do is finish this last of these three quilts, get the binding on so that I can hand sew it because my place is small and I want to put the this machine on top of the cutie frame. So that's my next type. Mike says pie. That's like Mona. She's not here. Mona sifting some soil is a cookie monster. I made a skillet chocolate chip cookie one day. She went nuts. She said she made hers that same night. Oh, I know what. Let's see. Today's Thursday. I haven't talked to you guys since Saturday. I made a pot of gumbo. I try to cook a little bit. I cannot cook a little bit. And it ended up being that silver caldero that sits on top of the stove. That was full to the top. It's like Hands in the Dirt said he likes that to test the pie. And I gave two of my neighbors literally a quart of gumbo and some rice on the side because it's like my family's not here. I can't eat all that. I kept some and I can eat something like today. I can eat some of it Saturday, but every day it all starts tasting the same. It all starts tasting the same. So ego amote mother, ego amote mother. I have to call her, FaceTime her after I get off here. I appreciate every one of you. Do what you love and love what you do. Don't forget, if you're here visiting, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. 755 Media. I did finally see your two big lattice peach cobblers and the cupcake peach pies that you made. I may make a chocolate cake as well because I don't know if mommy's gonna want the sweet potato pie, or she'll probably say bring her a piece of both. I was gonna make a chocolate cake with a chocolate icing from a box mix though. Okay. Ego amote, you guys in Latin. That means I love you. Blessings, everybody.